We are on right now. This is Outerine Magazine in the his house. We got my man Chris Thomas make some noise.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up,
Got my
everybody?
man Kenya Johnson make some noise. And the one and only DC Moore in the house, the host with the most. Okay. So I did my hip hop introduction. Had to get that stuff out the way. So we are going to come in and I'm going to lead in with Chris. And then I'm going to give you the sloppy seconds, Kenya.
All right, man. Yo, however you want to do it, man.
All right, Mr. Thomas. Do you think Xiaomi SU7, the
Is that how
Porsche
you pronounce it?
Taycan, that's how I pronounce it, the Xiaomi?
So you can also refer to it as the Porsche copycat, but you know.
Yeah, Xiaomi, or I say Xiaomi, but Xiaomi SU, Xiaomi. Okay,
I think it's Xiaomi. We'll go with
SU7.
Xiaomi.
Xiaomi SU7. Do you think it's going to be a threat going forward? If it's entering into, let's say, if it stays in the
I'll say this right now: it's not going to touch the U.S. market. It's not going to happen.
Okay, but do you think it's going to have some type of siphoning in the Chinese market? Is it going to siphon some sales from its competitors, such as the Porsche Taycan?
Well, we're talking about. Well, let's just take a look at that name. We're talking about Porsche here, and then we have a copycat come along called Xiaomi. And are we really going to sit here and say that this car is going to siphon more people to buy it than the name, just the name itself being Porsche? I don't think it's going to happen. Now, are people going to buy it? Yes. Well, do I believe it'll do numbers? Yes, because it's cheaper than a Tycan. So I think if you have the fact that it's cheaper, people are still going to buy it. But I don't think in terms of, if we're looking at Porsche to Xiaomi, we're comparing those two. I don't see them as a threat to the Porsche Taycan or any of its competitors. I think it's just another standard EV in the market. Looks nice, looks just like a Porsche, but I don't see this thing having any serious competition when it comes to its predecessors like Porsche and them. So no.
Okay, I'm gonna lead in. Well, I lead in with Chris, but Kenya, K Dog, what are your thoughts? Do you think this will be an X factor in the Chinese market?
Well, it's not an exotic car, nor is it even a premium car, I don't think. So, no, it's not going to compete with a Porsche Taycan at all. But I will say, in US dollars, it starts off at 29,900, according to this resource here, which is coming from Car Scoop, article written by Brad. Actually,
Brad Anderson.
Actually, more than 50,000. It's actually
can you let me
70.
Can you let me share it, because I think it's causing some lag on your end. So I'll share the screen, because you're disconnected on my end a little bit.
Yeah, your computer said, "Look, man, we can't do both things at once." All right,
go ahead, King. Go ahead and say what you were saying.
It's actually received 75,000 orders from what I heard, and they're pleased with the take for the so the question is, though, I guess, is it going to be a Model 3 competitor? Is it going to be a threat to the Model 3? Well, it's the market for that is starting to get really flooded because there's so many cars out there like BYD, Neo. I can go on all day. Do I think it will be competitive? Well, we have to look at the specifications, and that'll determine.
Well, the car's got a 0 to 60 in pretty much 5.3 and it's got a top speed of 130 miles per hour.
What's the range?
Range is say about 415 miles range. That's for the rear-wheel drive version.
Is that on the WLTP? Is that on the WLTP cycle or the EPA? Because it's going to be less.
That's just looking at from Motor One. Motor One is saying that's what it's at. It's got a rear-wheel drive of 415 415 miles for the rear-wheel drive version. All-wheel drive give you 497. So that's coming from Motor One.
Okay, well, maybe it will be competitive. They already got 75,000 orders, so I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah,
It will be.
I don't think that the top. I don't think the discussion should be will it affect Porsche. I think Porsche is going to be Porsche. Porsche is going to have their own lane. In terms of the Model 3, well, if we're getting more range out of this Xiaomi compared to the Model 3, then yeah, it should do some undercutting. I don't see why it shouldn't.
This is a more of a real. This looks like to me, from what I'm gathering, more of a realistic Model 3 competitor, not something that's supposed to be cross shot with anything that's premium.
No.
Yeah, this looks
Really,
like
what Lucid should be doing, whatever. You know,
a more appropriate Tesla competitor, if you ask me. So, because it's cheap.
Okay,
So you're gonna get what you're paying for here. So
exactly.
Okay.
And it's got more range than the Model 3. So
Yeah. I'm gonna take over from that point to say I will have to agree with you, gentlemen. I do think it's gonna make waves in the market against its competition, which is the Model 3 and that range. The Neo, we do understand has a lock on the market, on the Chinese market, because of the ability to dump the battery, which is played greatly in their success. So I think, yeah, it has a chance in the market. However, here's the issue though. China, like America, is also moving away from EVs. China is also going to hybrids, right? Because it's more sustainable. So hybrid is actually booming in China right now.
I wonder why it took people so long to realize that. I don't understand that
well,
hybrids would just be a more sustainable option.
Life, people are followers by nature. So
we gonna get into that a little bit later, because I was gonna talk about that a little bit later. We're gonna talk about that too.
okay. Okay,
I think
so we we all agree that it might shake up the market within its realm, but it's not going to be taking anything from the Porsche or the premium brands or things of that nature. So I don't think people are going to be buying down.
Those are in their own lane.
Exactly. So yeah, it still has to compete against actual cars. So that being said, I don't think it's going to be a huge game changer per se. I think it's going to do reasonably well. Again, Yami is a electronic company, so not everything is based off of automotives. So their livelihood is based off electronics, right, and connection. So not everything is based off of automotive. So I think they're going to do reasonably well and to scale it. Now, the next question I'm gonna lead in with Kenya. Kenya's favorite car, which we all know.
You're talking about the Model 3?
Yes,
oh Lord,
it's the Model 3.
Oh boy.
Is the Model 3
performance
a performance? Is it a BMW does it compete with the BMW, and can it blow it out the water, right?
Yeah, what?
And everything. Range, performance, everything.
Well, I'll say this. When the Model 3 Performance first came out, when the first one came out, Tesla did make it do better than people thought. I will admit that. Their claimed 470 horsepower in a straight line made it accelerate faster than the 503 horsepower M3. Okay. M3 competition, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, and then there was a video that I seen on Top Gear where Model 3 Performance managed to squeak out a slightly faster lap time than that BMW M3. Now, whether or not that was an M3 competition or the M3 CS, I actually don't remember it,
Because what's the
but I do
Model
know it
3
was a
performance is
generation.
horsepower? What's its horsepower? I think it's in
Well,
the
it
four. I thought
says
it's
well
470,
here it says 510 right here.
510. So that's 7 over
Yeah,
M3
and so yeah, with the M3
competition.
competition,
M3
the M3
competition is
CS might
503.
is gonna yeah. So now in the past, the Tesla had 470 horsepower. According to Tesla, I don't know if that's accurate or not because I've seen cases where it's done like 11.2 second quarter mile times, and I'm like, how can you do that with 470 horsepower, even if it's all wheel drive? You know,
Yeah,
I
that
I don't I don't see how that's possible because the M3 you can get an M3 X drive with that amount of power. I don't see it ever doing 11.2 second quarter miles, but that's on a drag strip though.
yeah.
So is it going to be an M3's competition, M3 CS killer? Well, at that time, the when I saw that video, that M3 was old. It was an older
Mm,
generation. It wasn't the current generation M3. Okay, and I don't even know if it was the um, I don't even know if it had been facelifted. I don't think it was a competition or the competition sport. I don't think it was a competition or the M3 CS. And so it was just an M3. And so is this one going to be a M3 killer? I don't think so. I don't think so. If you ask me, I'm willing to bet that now in sales, like the Model 3 has done way more than I thought it was ever going to do.
True that.
And but in terms of just driving dynamics, driving fun, performance is it might have an edge in straight line performance, but around a track, I still think the M3, especially the M3 CS, is going to take it. I think the M3 competition will take it, but maybe the regular standard M3, it'd be really close. I'll say that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I don't think it's going to beat the competition. I don't. I
Well,
don't.
it's got 7 more horsepower than the competition, but horsepower isn't just about what it is. That isn't just about just a number.
You
When
gotta
you
look at you gotta look at the
weight,
weight of
I
the
mean,
car.
and we all know that car is heavier than the M3 performance.
Yeah, but
So,
by I think a few hundred kilograms. So yeah, it's gonna weigh more for certain. So
but
it's not gonna be as fun to toss around a racetrack. No.
no, 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 no. And to follow up with what King was saying, this thing is te- the BMW is kind of similar to Porsche a little bit when it comes to the competition line and their M series line. Um, they have a very loyal fan base, and the M3 has always been a great car for generations. It's always been that car. If you want to look for a fun sports car to get, and you want to spend a little extra more, the M3 competition, M3 CS, or just a regular M3 is always a good go-to vehicle. I mean, any of those M series cars, M2, M3, M4, M5, they're all great cars. Especially when it comes to being in competition with things like the Mercedes C63S, E63S, Audi with their S5 or RS5, things like it's always been up there. But I don't see this car. It did do numbers way better than we expected, but I don't think it's gonna undercut BMW in terms of their 3 Series. That car is all over the road everywhere from Europe to America to everywhere. It's a nice size. It's a quality ride, handling. It's just an overall better car as we know it compared to a Model 3. But in terms of I have to see it against each other on the track to really get a good solid conclusion on is this car better than an M3 or is it better than a 3 Series? We have to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, if I'm willing to bet, I think BMW has probably seen the threat that Tesla has given them. So I'm pretty sure
They're gonna
they gonna be
respond.
like, nah, you ain't taking that title
Ain't
from
happening.
us, man. We got the ultimate driving machine. We got the go-to compact sedan, you know, premium car,
Mm-hmm.
German engineered, you not just gonna take that title from us, you know. Nah, it ain't gonna be that easy. Not
I
after
see
all
that.
these years that we've been on top. I'm thinking that BMW's probably been saying that. So yeah, they expecting, they're not just gonna sit back and let the Model 3 just, you
But
know,
they don't
you
all
might
sit back for so long and
they
be
gonna
scared of Tesla.
they gonna sit okay, they gonna outsell it, but then again, the Model 3 performance doesn't start off at no 76 grand. It's starting off at 60 grand.
Right.
So
That's true.
it's actually a cheaper car. But it's not, if you want to consider it premium, I don't.
No,
So
definitely
it's
Yeah.
not.
going to sell in bigger numbers because it's cheaper, it's more attainable. So but I think that BMW is like, nah, you not just going to outdo us on no racetrack. No, you're not just going to do that. We can't let you have that. You might beat us in a drag race, but around
Yeah.
a circuit, around a
Nah.
slalom test, around a skid pad, no, we're gonna have to take that back, you know,
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see
because
that happening.
Yeah. Okay, my take on it is I
but
think
I'm willing to wait and see though. I could
yeah,
be wrong.
my take on it, I think you have to look at things holistic, right? You can't just look at things in a narrow viewpoint. And I think what a lot of times we do, and a lot of times people do who are uneducated, they see things in a very narrow slant. And when you look at the Model 3 in its totality, or any EV for the most part, it's just straight line performance, right? That's all, right? It's straight line performance. And the question is, how long can you do that straight line performance in the EV, right? How long can you do a lap, right? Does your car overheat? What are those requirements? And so I think when you look at the totality, of course, the Model 3 cannot perform against the 4 Series or the 3 Series. Um, and
Now keep
plus
in
the
mind,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, keep
keep
in
it.
mind though, Donald, they did make a lot of improvements to the Model 3 performance now.
Uh,
They,
uh, uh,
I'm just saying, I'm being
uh, uh,
realistic.
uh,
They upgraded the powertrain, they upgraded the suspension system so that the car feels more compliant around corners, so it doesn't feel like it's losing it. They made improvements to its steering. They made improvements to everything in that car.
nah,
I'm just saying that that's what they did. It's kind of the car that they were supposed to have from the beginning, but they couldn't do it because of budget reasons. And
nah.
so I'm thinking that's what they did. Now, does that mean it's going to be better than the Model 3?
No, no,
I
no,
I
no,
I
no.
don't
I doubt
I
it.
think that BMW sees the threat, and when they feel threatened,
They rise to the occasion. But
they gonna do what Mercedes did when Lexus came out with that LS. They gonna come back. So
here's the thing, though.
that's
Yes.
Here's
what
the
I
thing.
think.
Here's the thing. And
But I'm
I
just
want to.
saying they made improvements. That means
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
good to
saying
drive
that
now. I'm just
it's
saying
not a
I'm just
bad
saying that.
improvement. Listen, I'm not saying that it's not a bad improvement, right? I'm not saying that at all, right? But that weight is still weight. That battery weighs a lot, and it's gonna still be taxing on that car and on that car performance, right? And so I think they made improvement. I think it's a decent car as far as the performance goes, right? But I'm talking about the totality. I would take a ice powered vehicle over an EV any day. I know we are beating the dead horse when we say that, but I don't think it's going to outdo the BMW. And plus, the BMW has an i4, and if BMW want to take it to the next level, they can just dump the i4 on Tesla, right, and outperform, you know,
Yeah, and I could
of
definitely
the
see
3 Series.
BMW doing that. That's a good point.
Exactly.
They do
So
have they do have an EV platform, and
exactly,
if they feel like if Tesla taking a jab at them, best believe BMW will respond.
exactly.
Even though they've every company, every legacy car maker been scared of Tesla when it comes to EVs. This is honestly this is something that they're gonna need. They're gonna need a little bit of a push to get y'all to get this thing going to see. Okay, so what do y'all really got? Because they done dropped this Model 3 performance. So Mercedes, BMW, Audi, what you got? Because don't think Tesla's just gonna stop here. I promise you that they're not just gonna stop here.
Well,
Okay.
I think they I don't. I mean, there's rumors of them doing a Model 3 Plaid or something like that, like a tri-motor Model 3. I will see if they actually do that. But
Man, that thing
I
gonna be
think
heavy.
Yeah, it is.
they didn't ever really come out with nothing past the Model 3 performance in the past. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. I mean, I'm eager to see like lap times and drag strip
right.
times.
If I see this thing pull up,
skid pad, salon times,
yeah. If I see this thing go around the Nürburgring and record times and such, I mean, then I'll buy in. But we know
I don't think
how
that's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I don't see it happening either. But because we know how EVs are.
Yeah, it's not gonna even make it halfway on the lap before the battery dies. So yeah, I mean that's just kind of how it goes.
well, I know it gave the Alfa Romeo Giulia also a run for his money too. So that car was really good to drive. Yo, the Alfa Giulia was a great compact sedan to drive. It was this whole thing. So and it still gave it fits.
But but that I don't even consider that car up there in comparison with BMWs. And in terms, yes, it's a legacy car maker, it's a luxury car, but BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Alfa Romeo has always been behind them. So even if Tesla's coming after them, they ain't Alfa Romeo ain't gonna respond with them because they're not noticed hard enough.
Well, the Giulia is old.
There, but it's old, but they're there, but they're just here. I don't really see them as a threat to anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get what you're saying.
So we're gonna change the topic into some nice, powerful ice. All right, the Super Snake.
Oh yeah.
Is it the ultimate muscle car, Chris? I'm leading in with you.
Absolutely.
You said it. You heard him.
Why?
Why? The ultimate muscle car.
We're talking about an 830 horsepower Mustang. This thing, and let's not. Can we just talk? I mean, we'll go back to even the previous generation. This car has always been a monster, always, and it's always that. Now they're only going to make 230 of them. They're not making that many, but this car has always held a special place in my heart, at least. From with 830 horsepower, how can that not be a muscle muscle car? Just for anyone purchasing a muscle car, how can this not be the one? You tell me you're gonna take a Hellcat over that, a ZL1 over that? No,
man.
Oh, you're crazy.
I'll take a daggone ZL1 1LE, man. I'll still smoke that thing, man. What you gonna do? We just talked about this yesterday. Now, come on.
No,
man.
No.
ZL1 1LE. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, that ain't gonna happen, man. That ain't gonna happen.
1LE, man.
No,
1LE, man.
It's not gonna be no Super Snake. I don't see it happening.
Yo. Hey, what?
Yeah.
Hey, what?
It could do a drag strip. We could do it on the track. You pick.
Oh, well, okay. We'll do it on the circuit. Now, I'll give you a little head start. I'll give you about 5 seconds. And that'll make it a good race. And after that,
really?
the ZL1LE coming for it, man. It's coming for it, dog. Sorry.
Now, does that ZL1LE have independent rear suspension?
It got something better. It's got like it's got something even better than that. It's got a real racing suspension in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's got a real racing suspension.
V8, man.
Yeah, that thing powerful, man.
You're
it
right.
Don't sound as good as that Mustang. I'll give you that. That Mustang sounded way better. I'll say that. That Mustang sounds better.
It do.
Yes,
you know that Mustang is the best sounding on the market.
That's the best sounding.
It sounds better than a Z06. Is that what you just said? A Z06?
I said ZL1 Camaro.
It sounds better than that. It sounds better than that too.
ZL1. Okay. I can give you that.
I can say that. Yeah, it sounds better than the Z06.
Wait,
It's the
what?
best sounding V8 on the
It
market.
don't even sound American no more. It sounds like something else.
Oh
Yeah.
my
It
God,
sounds
no!
European. It sounds
That
Italian.
Now hold on, Donald. If you're gonna say that, now Corvette, no, they know where they stand right now. They're no longer even in this category no more because their V8 don't even sound American, just like Kenya said. So you want to compare
It
them?
doesn't.
Go compare them to Ferrari or Lamborghini or anything. Go. That's where they was going. Mid-engine and like, go ahead.
They were
Compare.
testing the 458.
but it's still American car though. I
But it's
mean,
an
that's all
American
I
car.
feel.
But when we think
Yeah, but
American muscle, we're thinking Mustang. We're thinking Camaro. We're thinking Dodge. Mustang has the best sounding V8 on the market. Period. No discussion.
Yeah. I take
yes,
it.
it does.
I
It,
take it.
I give it to it. I mean, I'm not saying it's faster,
But
Have you
will
had,
you
have you
I
heard of
pick
stick
this?
that
Have you
Camaro.
heard of Shelby Code Red, Donald? You heard one? Have you
Okay,
heard
okay.
that?
Chevy
Shoot.
Cobra. Hey, okay, so question for Kenya: will you pick this over a Hellcat?
Yeah, I would have to, man.
Absolutely.
Even though they only made 250 of them, so I can't pick it over a Hellcat because it ain't give me no choice. They only made 250. So
So this car, I mean, it's hard to compare it to like if the only thing the Hellcat that had to offer that was in limited edition was the Demon. They only made a certain amount of those, but this isn't a Demon comparison. If you want to, you can maybe say the Swinger. You can maybe say the Challenger, the Dark Ghost. You could say something like that because those cars came in limited edition. It's still better than that. Hellcats would be
Yeah.
really silly against this thing.
Okay. I think for me personally, I do like the car. I do like how it visually looks. However, I don't like the wheels. I think the wheels. We should go back to the
I
original
like it.
Chevy
I don't have no
wheels.
issue with the wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From the previous. No, from the previous Chevy Mustang, they did the
Chevy Mustang. What you mean?
I said Chevy
Shelby.
Mustang.
Oh, you said Shelby.
Yeah, Chevy Mustang. That previous one that they did last year, or was it last year or a year before last? They had a really nice set of wheels on there, right? I would choose those wheels on this car. Take out
I
the
like the way
wing.
these wheels look. I don't know.
No. I
like
don't.
it too.
There's too much going on,
They look great.
right? I don't
They
like,
look
and
great.
I don't like the wing either. I don't like that big wing. So take the wheels, take the wing out, and
you
then
just pretty
bam.
much done
That
bought
looks
a
perfect.
GT. Then you just bought a Mustang GT. You take all that stuff off.
I mean, the
engine,
front
of course, but,
fascia
like,
changed. They changed the front fascia, all right,
It looks good.
and they changed the side. So yeah, I mean, if you take the wheels out and the wing out, I'm
So
straight.
out of
That's
every V8 muscle car on the market, which one are you picking? This over every single other one?
no. I'm picking.
Oh, Lord.
Like, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna pick the 392 wide body.
Oh, you
Challenger.
lost. You have absolutely gone.
I am not. Nope.
Oh,
You know
my
why?
goodness.
It has.
Oh.
Listen. The Challenger 392 with manual transmission, wide body, right?
Man.
In the Shaker hood, it has a Shaker hood on it. Right?
I'm gonna have to talk to your wife. She must
It's
put
not-
some in your
it's not-
coffee
it's
this
not-
morning.
it's-
Nah.
Listen,
This
no.
Lose every
Listen,
single
I
race.
got a secret I need to tell y'all.
Every single one.
Listen. I got a secret.
Even when it comes to the sound, you lost.
Listen, Kenya. I got a secret. Listen. I've been maturing over my life, and I didn't know that. I didn't know. I used to be real childish, and when it comes to cars, just give me the most muscle. But I'm at a point in my life where I like a balance, right? And so the 392 is the best balance for me, right? Personally.
Wow, that thing is heavy as crap.
Maybe, yeah, but it's the balance for me, right? The Hellcat, it's cool.
The balance and a scat.
Yeah. But give me a
you're still gonna have
392.
more usable horsepower out of this car.
Yeah.
That is true.
You'd have to
But
be
listen,
a fool to think a Hellcat or the Scat Pack is putting down that much power to the floor. None of them are.
I'm okay with that. That's the issue.
Okay.
And I know. And listen,
Hey, Donald, I'll see you at the light behind me though.
the younger me will probably try to hurt me, but right now I'm accepting my change, man. You know, I'm being mature. I hate that about myself, but that 392 with the manual transmission, with a manual transmission.
Y'all hear
Nat-
this guy?
is NA. Listen, guys. Is NA is naturally aspirated V8 manual
Okay.
transmission, right? To the
What,
rear wheels.
450 horsepower?
And again, you got to understand, I own a Challenger, right? And so my
So
Challenger,
guys,
yes, I am. But my Challenger can fit my children in the back seat, right? And so that's why I like it, right? Something happened to me as I got older, and I hated it, but I don't know because the previous me was real childish and love extremes amount of horsepower, and I still do. Please believe me. But it's something about just balancing that engine, the power, and the
Which
body.
Dodge is it's completely
okay.
it's not there. No, wait. Power to weight ratio in the Dodge is
Yeah, yeah.
non-existent.
Now,
You are right.
if you're talking about daily driving, you know,
You,
that 392 versus this Shelby,
The Super Snake,
Super
of course,
Snake.
you pick a 392 because it's these
So,
two
so
they're
Don,
not even in the same conversation.
so Don was talking about a more of a daily driver.
no, I'm
That
driving.
must be.
No, I'm talking about all like I'll get out. I will pick it over.
So you're
Like,
telling me someone puts a Shelby Super Snake in your face and a
yeah,
292 Scat Pack wide body. You're picking a Scat Pack.
But
yeah.
okay, look at it like this, Don. If it was like a toy that you could add to your daily driver, would you pick that 392?
Now you being shiesty. Yes, I still like if
Now
if
that
if, if I
all
didn't
right.
have listen, if I had every car in my collection, right? We need to do this on the basis of which one we would rather have if we had no options. If I had no options, the Chevy versus the Dodge. I mean not Chevy, yeah, the Chevy Ford Mustang versus the Dodge 392. I have the 392, right? Because I think the 392 does it for me personally,
Okay,
right?
so forget the Super Snake. Even a standard 5.0 GT, you're taking over. You're taking a 392 over a standard 5.0 GT.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh Lord. Well,
Nah, I
it
wouldn't
yeah,
must
do
be
it,
must be
man. I
some in your
wouldn't do
coffee
it,
this
man.
morning, Donald. This
yeah.
ain't right.
I wouldn't do it, man.
That
Hey,
Dodge.
don't give me.
Because where's the foot? It's not even putting all that power to the ground.
Yeah,
You
and you
gotta
know
be
what?
really.
And I admit it has some issues, it has some flaws. The Dodge
The
Challenger,
interior is disgusting.
what
It's
the? No,
outdated.
it's
Well, I
not.
will say this: at least it got buttons in it, and Ford
Well, yeah,
abandoned
okay. Well,
buttons in that Mustang.
it got buttons,
Yeah,
but even before when the Mustang, the old gen had buttons, it was still better than the Scat Pack, by a long shot. I mean, this it's not even those two. Think about how much you can do in a Mustang and how much you can do with a Scat Pack. There's so much more that you can get out of that Coyote engine. You can get out of that 392.
yeah, yeah.
So much more,
I agree. I agree. My
and it's
issue
so
is
big and heavy.
it is. It is. It's so heavy. It weighs almost the same size as the Dodge Caravan. That's how heavy the Challenger is, right? When they was developing the Challenger, they
They
developed
couldn't
it
even.
out.
They couldn't even
Listen,
do the same thing for the Charger.
listen.
Would have
They
been too
developed
heavy.
the Challenger out of the E-Class um platform,
Platform
right?
from way
Right?
back in what the early 2000s or something.
Yeah, right. So they develop it after that, right? But when they develop it, they threw everything at it, right? Because and they didn't care. They just wanted to push it out to production. In that process, they made the Challenger as heavy as a Dodge Caravan. It's a little bit lighter than a Dodge Caravan, but some of the internal structures that they have in the Challenger makes it weighs a lot. So yeah, that's my take on it. I like the Chevy. I just don't like the wheels or the wings. It's a little bit too much. I like a little bit more simpler wheel, right? The wing is just too much. But I do like the car visually. I think the car visually is appropriate. So I will say that.
All
So
right, let's end
Yeah.
that there.
I. So we have Europe hybrids. EV lose market
Yeah.
share in Europe and hybrids gain. Is this a temporary? Is this temporary or a sign of the honeymoon phase for the EV coming to a slow end? I like how Kenya did that. Uh, so Kenya, I'm leading in with you.
Well, here's the thing here, because you asked the question, why are people just now starting to warm up to hybrids? And I think the question is you got to go back in the day where hybrid vehicles, of course, naturally technology progresses over time. And back in the day, hybrid vehicles, if you get a hybrid, okay, yes, you get more gas mileage and you get better range. But guess what? Half your trunk space is gone and the vehicle's heavy.
Yeah.
Nowadays, guess what? They put in the battery underneath the trunk or the back seat.
Yeah.
So
You
when you
got your
get a
space.
hybrid, you got your trunk. You don't have to give up your trunk. And they just in general perform better now than they used to be. And so I think now, if you're looking at the gas prices, how gas prices are up, across the globe, especially here in the United States. Now, here in Georgia, even, in the outskirts, you paying $3.40 a gallon for 87.
Yeah.
And
Jeez.
so hybrids, what they do is they allow you to say, hey, if you want electric range of say 25 miles, 30 miles, and you don't want to go to the gas station, you can do that. And just in case you run out of batteries, you got your gasoline engine. So that keeps you from going to the pump as many times.
And then
And
you have
so,
ones that charge your battery while you're driving the car also. Like,
and then you got your gasoline engine that also can be used as a range extender.
yeah.
And so you're not paying as much at the pump each time you fill up. And so they just allow you, the joy that you get out of driving a combustion engine vehicle, which is being able to refuel really fast. And they give you what you like about EVs: smooth acceleration, even though you're getting a very little acceleration. At least, you get quiet driving if you want to, you know, and it just provides you a little bit of both worlds. In the end, a lot of people, I think, still are skeptical about going all EV. And so at the same time, they realize that, it's advantages to owning an EV. And so it just makes more sense in the end to go hybrid because, I know a person who has a hybrid. People are worried about the complexity of, driving a hybrid because now you got an electric powertrain and an internal combustion engine, and more complexity means more problems. I know a guy who has what I think it's 300,000 miles because he does ride sharing in his Toyota Prius, and he hasn't had any problems with that car. I can call him up and we can ask him to confirm it. We can go take a look at his car if you don't believe me. We can even have him on here for an interview, you know,
Yeah.
if you like. And so that's what he said. And so, that there's no reason to fear, you know, maintenance concerns and stuff like that
Because it's
when it
not,
comes to
but that's
hybrid.
not your job. I mean,
It's not your
that's
job, it's not
that's
your
what I'm.
concern, that's the manufacturer's job.
Yeah.
Let them solve that problem. And so, and on top of that, if you're gonna pay more for a vehicle, since hybrids do cost more than a standard internal combustion engine car, at least you getting, you know, kind of the best of both worlds. You get in a little bit of electric benefits, driving benefits because you can drive with just the electric motors and a battery pack. Some cars drive up to 90 miles per hour with just, electricity, just the electric motors only. And some, are less than that. And they give you maybe 15 miles of range. That's maybe enough for you to commute to school to pick up your kids and go back home without ever even using your gasoline engine. And then you can plug it back in to the garage charger. And then when it runs out of gas, 2 minutes, fill up. And it's
Yeah.
just the best life to live. I mean, you just, what more could you really ask for? So,
Well,
I
we
mean,
also got
and
to
you
factor.
get all your trunk space nowadays. So they don't have to necessarily be half
True.
your trunk gone.
That's very true. But there's another thing that is now being seen is that the plug-in hybrids have actually decreased in sales. The or no, no, the rise of hybrid vehicles have increased, but plug-in hybrids have actually decreased. You can even see that even here in the article. But the only thing is that with hybrid vehicles, you like King has said, you do get the best of both worlds, and you still get to have your trunk space and things like that. But is this going to be consistent, or is this just a small trend that we see? Okay, people are going back to hybrids. Um, I believe that hybrids are here to stay because I don't believe all these car companies are just releasing these vehicles just for them to go away here in the next 2 to 3 years. I think these are going to be here to stay because I believe that they know it is a more sustainable form of technology. Um, Now, there was a drop in EV sales along with this increase in hybrid sales, so that you can also look at it that way. Maybe these are they're going back, like Mr. Toyota. They rather be going into hybrid technology than dump all their baggage into EVs. So he's now been proven right that this is where
He's
the
probably
direction of
sitting
thinking.
back licking his chops.
Yeah, exactly. Because Toyota back, I mean, they've been doing hybrid vehicles for a very long time. So there's a lot to look from this
Yeah.
perspective. So
Yeah, he probably all these people that dog him out for not going all EV so fast, you know, he's proven himself right so far. I mean, now this is just, I don't know how long this is gonna last, because things can be unpredictable.
yeah,
Because you see the same thing happen in China. Hybrids are starting to rise in sales, and um, but we don't know how long this is going to continue. We have to look at how long it's going to continue
It's going to
because
continue a long time.
it makes sense
It
in
will.
in my eyes. I would choose personally a hybrid, over an EV at this point in time. It just makes more sense. It just makes more sense. It's better for every use that you
Application.
have. Every application is just
Yeah.
it's just better to use because you get the practicality. So you get the trunk you want, you get, you know, the range that you want. Gas prices are a bit high, so EVs still have an advantage in terms of it, how much it costs to charge a vehicle to full. Um, I don't know how that's not going to last forever. People
Oh
have to
no, it's not.
understand
It's
that.
not. It's not.
People have to understand that. But so, but right now, you don't have to pay as much for gas because they're much better on gas miles. 44 miles per gallon, stuff like that. You get in, and so um, it just makes more sense because you can take them on long distance drives across the state lines without having to stop or without having to use a navigation system specifically
to
made
find
for
your
finding charge stations and
right.
then make sure that charge station is working and make sure it's actually the correct one, which actually I did a road trip in a Model S. We went to a charge station on the map and it was still the wrong one. The correct one was not far away, but we still went to the wrong one. All these things cause delays. You don't have to worry about that when you're driving a internal combustion engine vehicle. So what
Right.
at the same time, internal combustion engine vehicles do lower emissions and do lower gas prices, and so um, and and so it's just, what can I say? It just makes more
Makes more
sense to
sense,
get
man.
those.
Just makes more
Yeah.
And
sense.
so could this be the reason why? We don't really know yet because it's too early to tell.
Okay. So my take on it, and we'll end it right. That at that point is, I think it's just. I mean, it makes sense, right? What makes sense, right? the love affair of EV has died out, right? A lot of people have driven EVs now, and a lot of people have come to the understanding that, okay, these EVs, they're fun in acceleration, but into day-to-day lives, they're trash, right? It set me back to own an EV.
Depends on your use, but
But I
generally
mean, for
speaking,
the most part, if you're not in, like, if you just
if you're not in a
upper
city
middle,
environment,
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
even in a city environment, right? Because if you're driving, let's say if you're a driver, right, and you have to drive, period, city or um country, right, or suburban, right, it's gonna take a toll on you, right? So my thing is, I think people have gotten to the point where they're just tired of all the positions and the things they have to go through with EVs. So now it's more of a practical turn towards hybrids, right? So hybrid is the most practical choice. People like EVs, but people are embracing the practicality of hybrids because hybrids is the way of the future. To be honest, it's the bridge gap, and so I
yeah,
think that's what's right now. People are now settling down from their EV hype and they're understanding I don't want to have to wait 2 hours or 3 hours for a charge, right? And then I don't want to have to wait behind somebody in line to wait for them to finish their charge, which may take 45 minutes to an hour. I don't want to have to do that, right?
that whole
And
concept to me is just
it,
ridiculous.
yeah, it's crazy, right? So it's a
yeah.
huge
Like,
setback.
now I know they said it's down to 18 minutes for some. Like the Tycan is down to 18 minutes from 10 to 80%.
And
Um,
I kind of don't
they
believe
get
that.
that's what they said. I
That's
mean,
what
but
they
that's the
said.
Tycan. That's not
That's
every EV.
I know that's what
So
they said, but
Yeah,
I
not the
kind of
average
sleep,
person can afford a Tycan.
and that's the case too. And again, and so it's just, I mean, the EV was just a fad, and it was an expensive fad, but it's a fad nonetheless. I think the EV is going to go down,
yeah,
and
because
it's going to die.
people don't want to lose. People generally don't want to lose their luxuries. Like it's
Exactly.
like people just are not willing to give up their luxuries. Okay, is it people have to think about, people are going to start thinking like, okay, is the driving experience so good that it's just miles and miles away? It's like driving a spaceship compared to a kite. It's like being on a spaceship compared to one of those little crop dusters or something like that. Like it's not that big of a difference. It's not like that. It's not
Yeah.
like that.
No, no, no.
I've driven EVs, and yes, I like the instant responses that you get from pressing the pedal. Like, they have their ups and their downs. They have 50% less moving parts, and especially a lot less moving parts than a hybrid. And
Yeah.
I get it. Like, you don't have to worry about changing your catalytic converter. You don't do big 12 core oil changes. And you don't have to worry about radiator coolant. Um, you don't have to worry about those type of things anymore. You don't have to worry about it leaking transmission fluid or something like that, something crazy. Those things you don't have to be concerned with. They do require some lubricants. Don't get me wrong, because they do.
Yeah.
They're still cars at the end of the day, so they still have to have some maintenance. The only things I have going wrong with me and my car are really the brakes and the wheels. I mean, and I drive a Mazda 6. So,
Oh,
but
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that
but
special.
but
Yeah, Lee.
but I just wanted to say, yeah, people don't want to give up their luxuries, and so people see hybrids as, okay, in the long run, it's probably cheaper to own one if they're really reliable, because you don't pay as much gas prices for them. Gas prices are
Oh,
cheaper,
I don't
so
know what just happened.
it,
Go ahead.
Yeah, if your sound drop out, it'll just pull your video, like for real. So yeah. Okay, we all have consensus on that. EVs are more practical. I mean, who would have thought? I didn't know that, No,
You said
no.
EVs are more practical. You talking about hybrids?
Hybrids. Anyway, so no.
Hybrids are just
No. I'm saying hybrids are more practical. That's my point. I'm being sarcastic, right? But yeah, so of course hybrids are more practical. Who'd have thought that a hybrid would be way more practical than an EV, right?
And sustainable.
And sustainable, right?
Sustainable.
Yes. So a hybrid have at least like a 10-year, 12-year cycle period. It's like a 10-year, 12-year cycle period. So I mean, it's practical, right? And this is for the long haul. So you want something that you can take with you and have it as an investment, right? You don't, even though the car is depreciating, you don't want it to depreciate the value to the point where it's not usable, you know? Like, who wants an EV that's in their garage and you have to buy a new battery that costs $20,000? That's crazy. Like, yeah, so, I mean, just the whole practical point of hybrids, I mean, yeah, it's feasible. Okay, we are now going to talk about one of Chris, adorable, famous vehicles that he loves, right, so dearly. We give it up for Kia. Everybody give it up for Kia. Give me a hand clap.
No, you can.
All right, so yeah.
Oh no, the crowd went quiet.
No. We got a little let's see. Is it Kia? But Kia claims that they are ahead of their rivals with affordable EVs. And the question is that true? Chris, Mr. Thomas, is that true that Kia?
I say maybe in terms of price, sure. They have their EVs are, I suppose, a little bit more affordable than what's out here on the market, but there's a few things that you got to factor in. I mean, every EV that's being sold, they're going to have these government tax incentives.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Kia is not parting with, is just having a $7,500 government tax incentive on their vehicle to sell their cars towards people who have lower household income. So I guess in some way, yes, you could say it's ahead of its rivals, but in terms of you have to keep looking out for that. That's going to change. You're not going to have the same government tax incentive forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to for all EVs. Yeah,
it goes for every single EV. So I would say in terms of its pricing, sure. Now, do I like the way most of their cars look?
Yes.
Not really.
You do.
I don't like the EV6.
I don't really like the EV6 either.
Okay.
I would say, and they've got their hybrid models also, but I don't see them as of right now. You could say they are ahead, but it's not. This is not going to last.
No, it's not.
This is going to vary.
Okay.
I mean, the Hyundai. I think Hyundai and Kia can say, because you got you got Volkswagen ID3 and ID4.
Ugly trucks. Okay, continue.
You just a hater on that Empire, man.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Gotta be, man.
When you have enough magnesium in your system, that's what comes out. The ID4, right? Right, and the ID3. That's what comes out of your body.
Beautiful.
It is, because it's showing
German
that
engineering.
You have enough magnesium in your system, and it helps your body. It helps your bacteria.
Beat that German engineering, man.
So, okay, Kenya, go ahead. Do your thing.
Man, Honda, I like the Honda Ioniq 5. That seems to be doing really good for
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that Ioniq 6.
I knew you were going to do that.
But that Ioniq 5 is doing really good.
No,
a lot of people like that Ioniq 5. I will say that.
Yeah, because
you
have people who don't really like EVs like that
like
car.
To drive it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah. You had that Ioniq 6 is beautiful.
No.
It is drop dead gorgeous. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Kenya, we definitely
ain't nobody gonna copy that. Ain't nobody gonna copy that.
Oh Oh
Who's
my
gonna look at
lord.
that and try to copy that, man? Oh
Oh
my
man, we
goodness.
have a hater on the loose.
And what kind of reviews is that getting? The Ioniq 5 is the one that's doing good for Honda and Kia Motor Group. That's the one that's doing good.
That's
So,
because they haven't produced enough Ioniq 6s, right? That's all.
man,
Once they start the production and ramping up the production, that
it's
6
on
is gonna
Toyota
take
don't
out.
even like it.
No, stop hating, man. Hey, but okay. So, do you think Kenya is ahead of its rivals? And oh yeah, what is Brad Anderson? Give it up for carscoops.com. We've been using their content. So yeah, do you think that Kia is ahead of its rivals with affordable EVs?
I mean, in terms of, well, I'll say this: like the EV9 got good reviews. In terms of the kind of reviews and the popularity of them, in turn among the journalists, they seem to be doing a bit better than say Volkswagen and the rest of them. Yeah, I would say that, but I don't know about pricing. And that's going to be around about the same depending on what kind of level of performance that vehicle is giving out. So, but in terms of like how they're received by the public or the journalists, I'll say that the car enthusiasts seem to like them more than the rivals, because a lot of the journalists say, man, I actually really like the Ioniq 5, and I'm not even a huge fan of EVs like that, but this one is different.
Yeah, but that's the only car. I mean, from Hyundai. I mean, that's like their go-to. Kia doesn't really have one that.
I mean, they got the EV9. The EV9 is the same thing. Like, people really like the EV9. Like, they like it better than the Kia Telluride. Some of them.
Yeah,
Which is just odd.
yeah.
I don't see how.
That's what they saying. They say they would pick it over the Kia Telluride in terms of ride quality, build quality, refinement, whatever else.
Complete
Acceleration.
over exaggeration.
Hey man, this is what they saying.
I'm not saying. I'm saying that's what they're saying.
The Telluride is a bit old now, though. At the
but
same
they blowing
time,
things out of proportion. These journalists are blowing things out of proportion. It's like, yeah.
But some of these things that are being said are coming from people who not even huge fans of EVs. So just keep that in mind. Keep it in mind.
Well, I said that for the Ioniq 5 for sure. You got a lot of journalists
especially the Ioniq 5N.
The N, yep.
Okay.
I've heard nothing but good things about that car, even for people who don't like EVs.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna give the question to myself. To answer that question, I'm gonna have to say, are they ahead of their rivals with affordable EVs? No. I think to a degree they are ahead with the EV market. I would say that they are putting out more product than their rivals. I would say that. But the question is it affordable? Right? Can the average Joe buy it and feel comfortable buying it at that price? I'm gonna say, honestly, I think anything over 30K is not affordable, period. Right? Now, you can buy it, don't get me wrong, and there's a market for it, but when I think about affordability, I'm thinking about 30K, something that's not going to break the bank.
I would say less than 30K. I would say anything that's in economy car range,
And I would agree with you too, but I'm giving people a leeway, you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying 30K, right? And so 30K,
like the first car you get for your kid when he goes off to college, like,
yeah, can a college kid buy your EV
for his first car?
His first? No, they can't. So I don't think so. I think they have a definition of what they think is affordable, which is 47.
They're comparing it to their rivals, though. What is their rivals offering in terms of pricing? Like,
I mean, they can do that, and I think it's kind of a low blow. right? They can do that, but in reality, you need to compare it to what my pocket says. And if my pocket says I can't do it, right, and this is not a great idea to buy this vehicle, then I don't think it's affordable, right? Even if I have it within budget, I can't see myself buying an EV for $47,000. That's crazy. Like, what type of investment for a one vehicle household? No, that's ridiculous. That's not going to happen. So, are they ahead of their rivals as in putting out more product? Yeah, I would agree with them on that. Are they ahead of their rivals as affordable EVs? That's to be argued. I'm saying that's still up in the air for me, right? I don't think overall that they are affordable, right? Yes, I can buy them. I can buy. Listen, I can buy it now. Me and my wife can buy it now. We are in the market for a vehicle right now. We can buy an EV, but listen, in
You live
my
in an apartment, right?
yeah, and that's another thing. But we can buy it right now. We are in the market for another vehicle, right? So we can buy it, and but in my mindset, is it really affordable? Can I afford to buy an EV? Can I afford to buy this? No, I cannot. Right?
Well,
Yeah, absolutely. I
I
mean,
cannot. Yeah, so I
yeah, that'd
cannot.
be a heavy, high car note, and I don't know if
With
Kia can really
something
say
that,
this because
yeah.
who else has an EV9 size vehicle that's an all EV in the economy car class? Nobody.
no. Yeah, no.
So not
They're all
Ford.
on that Model Y to Model 3 platform look. So,
Yeah, nobody has a
yeah.
3-row EV in the economy car class.
SUV.
So
Yeah,
I
in the
mean,
economy.
the EV9 and the EV6 is more. It has a higher base price than the ID4. So
Okay.
I'm not so sure if Kia can really say that because I mean,
I mean, like I said, what the CEO said, they need to play. Everybody needs to play catch up. That's what he said. They need to play. They need to play catch up.
Sometimes these CEOs be smoking cocaine or doing cocaine on the side. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Kia, I'm just saying, allegedly. I'm not saying anybody.
They have their
You
small
know, they
pleasures that
had,
they
yeah,
like to
exactly.
indulge in.
Because, I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, it's their job to overhype their company and their product. I get it. All right. I understand
Yeah.
it. That's your job. Our job is to bring you back down to reality. And it ain't happening, buddy. And so, yeah. So, but moving on, anybody have any closing remarks on that question?
I don't. I mean, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, um, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and then that's come from me.
Okay, I don't know who I let in with last time. Was it you, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Kenya, I honestly, I don't think I don't know if this is gonna be a long stay on this topic, but
Man, it's gonna be
okay,
man. Look,
listen. All right, Kenya, question: the new Toyota Camry. I should say, you know what we should just retype that and say the old Toyota Camry is a hybrid standard, but it's new, right? How will loyal Toyota buyers receive this? Will the sales remain the same? Kenya, I'm posing that question to you.
well, that is a very interesting question because we have to look at how well like Toyota's other hybrids have been selling. Like, and I'm not talking about the Prius. I'm talking about like the Corolla hybrid. You know how often how what are the sales of the because the Corolla is the best selling car worldwide. Period. How many of those were the hybrid? Because Toyota does have a Corolla hybrid. So you have to look at the
Yeah.
sales numbers of that and find out, you know, how well, because now you're forcing people to buy a hybrid, period. Now the thing about this car is that its base price, economy cars are getting more expensive now anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, um, I think that what Toyota has maybe been able to do with this car is make it so that you don't even know it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
True that.
And so
Yeah.
what they did, in price wise too, since if you're going to be paying $28,000 for a new Camry anyway, or a new Sonata anyway, or a new uh, K5 anyway, or a new, you know, whatever. If you're going to be paying a new, 28 grand for a new Honda Accord or whatever, Nissan Altima, whatever, they're all going to be about that anyway. Might as well make it a hybrid.
True.
As long
Yeah.
as you don't know it's a hybrid. As long as the person that come in there don't know it's a hybrid. And when he opened that trunk and he don't see no big old battery in there taking up the space, then yeah, might as well. Is when he drives it or she drives it, as long as she can't tell, why not?
Make it almost seem like they're getting a Camry with just more range.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just tell them, hey, look, our Camry gives you 44 miles per gallon now. And you're paying the same price as your rivals. And if that happens, then absolutely it's going to sell even more. Because if unless its rivals are saying, oh, we can give you a Nissan Altima for 23 grand or 24 grand, then okay, people might say, okay, I might as well.
But that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
But cars are starting to cost up, in the mid-size economy car category, they're going up to 27 grand now, and so and so I think also the second reason why Toyota did this is because once again these emission regulations are becoming more strict over time. One of the easier ways to meet them without going all electric is to make a hybrid. That lowers the CO2 average across your lineup and the gas, the miles per gallon average across the lineup of vehicles that you have, especially for the ones that sell in high volume. And so that's one of the other reasons why. That's the second reason why I think that they did this. They went this route. And on top of that, they figured out how to make them reliable. They don't break. So might as well.
Okay.
Everything from.
So just so you know, everybody, if you want a Camry, it's a hybrid now. If you want a 2025 Camry, it is a hybrid. Okay. I told everybody.
Don't run.
Okay.
Don't run scared.
Chris, you.
Yeah, and King, you pretty much hit all the points. The environmental impact is spot on, and then you also factor in the fact that Toyota is going to, like I said, Toyota and Honda are those two companies that they will set the market themselves because they have such a stronghold in it. They are the gauntlets. So whatever direction they're going to go in, they know it's going to work. Everyone else is going to follow suit. So when Mr. Toyota said we're not going to go all EV, we're going to go hybrid. Well, here you are, and now see how they have now just released a $28,000 hybrid Camry, and now also everyone else is also going back to hybrid too. So they're in such a safe position. That car is going to do an insane amount of numbers. The Camry has always done well, but now the fact that you get more range out of it and it's going to be reliable and you're having a reduction in terms of CO2 impact, this car is going to do numbers, man. I mean, and because you know what you're getting when you get in a Camry or even a Corolla, even with the Corolla hybrid, you know what you're getting. You're getting a quality-made vehicle that's going to last you forever, and you get more range out of it. How could you not want to purchase something like that? And it comes from reliable companies such as Toyota. How could you not want to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And plus, on top of that, from the very early test drives of this car, the feedback has been very positive. So actually, much better than people are expecting from, especially a hybrid.
Yeah.
So yeah, when people drive the car, they're gonna feel like they haven't lost anything. It's just gonna be a car that just has a lot more range in miles per gallon. So
their safety sense.
Oh yeah,
they're making the safety sense, the 3.0 version, accessible across all trims.
Exactly.
So to focus more on their concerns for safety, they're making it accessible to every single trim that they have.
I will tell you one more thing that just came to my mind. Since I'm looking at this price, and you got Model 3s going down, way down in price, EVs trying to go down to
Will the Corolla and the Camry be the number one selling car?
Below 30. They trying to make EVs below $30,000. I'll just say that. Especially Tesla, they talking about a $25,000 EV underneath the Model 3. Probably going to be called a Model 2, right? This car is going to make it really, really, really hard for people to go that route. It comes with 225 horsepower. So
yeah, which is the same that they've been putting out in that car for a while now.
Yeah, so I mean, and the driving experience has been pretty good. So it's gonna make it really hard.
I mean, my dad owns a Camry. He's had a Camry for around 7-8 years, and from a company car, and it's never had any issues. Never had any issues ever. Car is just indestructible, man. It can go wherever you want it to go. It rides nice. It's quick,
and it
has plenty of space. It gets everything to get the job done. But again, I hate to say this, but we know the Camry is a very nice car. But if you want something that's nicer, and you still get a little bit of that same feel, go to Mazda.
You know, I ain't gonna. You know what? I don't even compare them. I don't compare them. Like I said, because Mazda, the next Mazda midsize sedan Mazda is going to be rear-wheel drive in a whole different class. So, can't compare.
They'll offer all-wheel drive option too, though. I believe.
Yeah, they will. But I'm just saying that
it's not going to be in the economy class.
Upmarket cars are not economy cars, so we can't compare that no more. If Mazda does that, that'll be a dream come true.
All right, cool. I wanted Chris to start comparing because I thought initially Chris was making sense comparing the Mazda 6 to the 28,000 hybrid. I thought that was a sensible comparison. So Chris, continue. Go ahead. Compare the Mazda 6 to.
I'm not saying that. Listen. The Camry is Mazda 6. That car is done. So it's not in production. So
I'm not. If y'all, I feel free though.
My thing is what is Kia and Hyundai gonna do? Are they still gonna be like, oh, we're gonna continue making electric vehicles? These guys, this Camry is gonna kill them.
Yeah, and you're a Hyundai, and I know you're a Genesis fan, Donald, but in terms of in Hyundai, don't worry about what we're doing because we leaving the market. Y'all need to focus on what Toyota's doing. They might put y'all to bed.
Whoa, them fighting words. Oh, okay. No.
Like I said, hybrid sales are up, man. They up.
And Hyundai got some nice hybrids too. So I mean, they got a whole portfolio. They tampered in and they dipped their feet into hybrids.
Right.
So I think that's one thing I like about.
They gonna knock y'all out.
No,
I think knock y'all out cold.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I'll tell you one thing though, that Ferrari styling made this Camry look good too. Look at that. Look at the front. Look at the front fascia.
That's
right.
A Honda. Listen, that's a Honda Accord.
They took it from Ferrari. These headlamps they got from Ferrari.
That Prelude.
I know. I recognize it.
I recognize a Honda Prelude. Let's see. Let me.
No, I recognize an SF90. I recognize an SF90.
Honda.
I can recognize that a mile away. I can see them. I'm looking at it.
So
the headlamps.
Took that from you took that from Ferrari?
Well,
it looks too familiar, man. Yeah, they took it from Ferrari. They had to.
Look.
They took it. They took it from that SF90. You know that styling came from Ferrari. That's where they got it from.
Listen, I just don't want to hear that thing where they said that Mazda took something from Ferrari, or Ferrari took something from Mazda. I want to hear that. I don't.
Ferrari took it from Toyota. That's what people.
Hey, Chris. Hey, look at the Discord and pull that up that article up. Would you please? Right. Thank you.
This is the Changan.
No. It should be.
No, we'll.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Here you go. Here you go.
Oh, the Honda. Oh, okay.
Nah, man. Look, man. They stole it from Ferrari, man. I don't care what you say.
They stole it. No.
Honda Prelude.
Look at that front facial. Yeah.
Not where they got it from, though.
Motor Trend.
Where they got it from. That's not
It's
where they got
okay.
it from.
It's
That
okay.
ain't where they got it from, though. Yeah,
But they look.
it's
That looks
not.
like the
I can
exact.
tell.
That looks like the exact back of a Porsche, and you
That's
cannot
not
tell
where
me
they
it's a
got it
But you
Porsche.
from.
know, it's a trend.
They
Like
got it
this
from
light
Ferrari.
bar, thing is a trend. So,
Yeah, but
uh,
that thing looked too similar.
Dude,
I mean, it's a light
I'm
bar.
telling you.
So many cars don't have light bar.
I'm telling you.
So yeah,
This right here, what you looking at,
it's a
that ain't
Honda.
come from. It didn't come from this, man.
I
It
know,
came from
I'm just
Ferrari.
playing with you. All right, so everybody agreed upon that Toyota. I'm gonna give you my take on it. The Toyota Camry, I think for a reasonable individual, when they hear 44 miles per gallon, that's good on your pocket, right? It's a
Oh
sensible
yeah,
car to
absolutely.
have, right? It's a sensible. The driving dynamics are there. It's a good car. It's a solid car. I mean, it's a refresh. It's not an all new car. It's a refresh, but it's attractive still, right? So it's attractive. Um, all new, completely new interior. So I think the thing with the Camry, yeah, it's here to stay, and the end user will have their time with it. So yeah, I think it's a longevity type vehicle. Yeah, it's a mainstay. So I think the buyers will receive this with open arms. You know what I mean? And again, I think the traditional buyer might not even be in tune with hybrids per se. So they might not even see it like a hybrid. They just see, as Kenya said it, like, okay, my car has 44 miles to the gallon. So, I mean, yeah,
Because that's the trick for the new generation cars.
exactly.
If you're gonna go all electric, or if you're gonna go hybrid, you have to make it so that the buyer does not even know that it is what it is. Like the whole thing about electric cars, period, is that you done lost something.
Exactly.
You know you lost something to gain something. You have to make cars so that the buyer has not lost anything but has gained more than what he previously had. Not a trade-off. There can't be a trade-off at all. There can't be no trade-off. I don't care how fast the EV is. There cannot be any type of trade-off. When you move from a flip phone, because a lot of people like to use this stupid analogy. When you move from a flip phone to a smartphone, an iPhone, you're paying more for an iPhone, but there's nothing about a flip phone that's better at all. Period.
True. True.
There's nothing. I mean, I don't care if it's the battery pack, the camera, texting, the sound quality. It does more stuff. Period. It's a computer. Things that a flip phone just cannot even do at all. You know, and that's not the case for going EV. And so the trick is to make it so that the buyer doesn't even know that he's transitioning from one technology to a trade-off. He should not know it's a trade-off at all. So I shouldn't even know that my vehicle is heavier. You know what I'm saying?
True. True.
True.
All
Yeah.
right. So okay, we all agree. The Camry is going to be a hit. So yeah,
That's my prediction.
that's my
Well,
prediction too as
I'll be
well.
checking the numbers. I'm gonna be checking the
Yeah,
numbers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Camry's going to be a hit. I mean, it's going to be a great car. It's a reasonable price. So yeah, it's going to be a good hit. So moving along. Okay, now everybody know that I own a Dodge Challenger.
Yeah, so you buy it anyway. So you can't really talk right now.
Yeah,
So
I'm not
you're not
biased.
allowed to speak.
I'm not biased.
There you are.
I am not biased.
What
Biased.
challenger you got, Donald?
Gotta, it
No,
don't
I don't
matter.
got the best one. I should say that. I
He
don't.
got the 6-cylinder joint.
Why you even talk? How dare you talk about my Challenger
That's
like
right.
that?
You got a 6-cylinder Challenger, man.
You
Sorry,
should
that's not a
not.
real Challenger.
No. It's good though. It's good on gas, and I could put all the kids in the back seat. So they of age now. So yeah. So here's the thing. We're gonna lead in with Kenya. Kenya, give me your honest critique. Don't be
Dude,
biased. Don't
I
be
ain't being biased.
don't be a
Look at the
snob.
poll. We already
Don't be snobbish.
look.
All right, Kenya.
I ain't being snobbish.
Okay.
Look, I like the way the new Charger looks. The new
All
Challenger
right.
looks.
All right. Okay. We are on carscoops.com with Brad Anderson once more again. All right. Thank you. Shout out to Brad for giving us good content. Question to Kenya: would you buy the inline six Dodge Charger
Easy
or
question.
the
Easy
Dodge,
answer to this.
the
Easy answer to this.
EV Dodge Charger, which is named the Daytona EV? Got tongue tied right there. So which one would you buy and why?
It's gonna be the inline six joint.
Okay.
That's gonna be it, man. There ain't no if and buts about it, man. That's
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
You know
Stop
how
right
people
there.
be driving them Chargers all over the place, on the open road, on freeways, on the interstate, state
Okay.
to state,
Everywhere.
across the state line.
Now I want to get a quick answer. Chris, which one would you buy first?
You're not gonna get no different out of me.
Okay.
Same thing.
Okay. Let me get mine. My answer.
Lord.
Okay. I will buy the EV. Sorry. No. I'm joking. I don't do crack cocaine. I
I was
don't.
about to end this. I'm about to end the show.
I don't do it. I don't do it.
We're having some technical difficulties.
Inline six. So we all agree. So now I'm going to lead in with Kenya again. Kenya, okay, so give me a quick take on why would you buy the inline six versus the EV? Give me a quick take. Because we kind of beat this into the ground.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I kind of already explained it. I mean, it just makes more sense to get the ICE because once again, the advantages for gasoline engine. Of course, I already know they're going to make it so that you want the EV because they're going to give the EV 1,000 horsepower, and so they're going to say, look at what the EV version does. Look at how much horsepower it has and how fast it accelerates. It does 9-second quarter miles. They're going to try to sell you the EV. And of course, they're going to try to sell it to you at a good price. They're going to try to, when you go to the dealer, I'm expecting them to try to sell you the EV. Well, our EV has this much horsepower, and our last Dodge Charger Scat Pack only had 450, and our Hellcat only had 700, and our Red Eye had 792, and our Demon 170 had 1,000. But this one has 1,100 horsepower, and its quarter mile time is 8.5 seconds, whereas the last one you had to get a track. You had to get a surface
parachute.
ready. You had to get a surface ready, a prep strip, in order for it to get 9.5 second quarter mile. They're gonna say all that stuff. They're gonna make it all-wheel drive, of course, because it's not gonna have 1,000 horsepower 2-wheel drive. I can guarantee you that. They're gonna say all that stuff, but I'm thinking people are gonna get an inline six, the Hurricane engine, and probably try to tune it. And plus, on top of that, again, it's just going to be more affordable up front, and it's going to give you what most people are going to want anyway, which is going to be driving range and convenience in general. Just filling it up 2 minutes and then driving.
Right. Okay. And I'll tell you this also:
you still get 550 horsepower on top of that.
Yeah, and they're already selling the Daytona EV at more horsepower with more horsepower. It's got, I think it has, 496 for the RT model, and then for the Scat Pack model, 670 with 625 pound-feet of torque. Meanwhile, while the inline six is at 420 base and then 550 for the higher trim. So they're already gonna try and sell that Daytona more than the inline six one. The Daytona EV more than the inline six one, because it's just because of the number. They're gonna, and I'll tell you this right now, because I don't care what nobody say, and if anybody who owns a Dodge can come at me all you want, but you guys are the most uninformed car buyers I have ever met, and that your cars literally become your ego. So
he's talking about me.
Some dealer, I'm talking about the real Dodge owners, Donald. I tell you right now, they're going to people coming in to that Dodge dealership, and they're going to come across these dudes that love these Hellcats, Scat Packs, art, whatever, and they're going to convince them to buy a Daytona EV, and I'm going to see them on YouTube. I've already seen one who was already talking about he's going to get himself one, a Daytona EV. And he's going to trade in his Hellcat for one. So they're going to get their buyers however way they want them.
But
however way they want them, they're going to go get them.
But look at the poll though. Let's look at the poll.
Let's look at the
I
poll.
want to see that. Let's look at it. This is on carscoop.com.
Yeah, and the poll, well, so you know. 82% say they're taking the Inline 6 over, and 18% with the Daytona EV.
That's crazy.
And that's out of 1,800 voters, too.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's not going to get any better.
No, it's not.
I don't care if it was 18,000. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Yeah.
That right there says enough. That right there will give you a scope and what and Dodge, and see, I believe Dodge knows this. Dodge, we're talking about American muscle, loud, bolstering, big American muscle cars. What in the world makes you think these guys who were buying that for years and generations are going to go slip up and buy an EV? But like I said, they're gonna get some.
Oh, I want something quiet that doesn't make any noise. Nobody's gonna do that.
You forgot. They're gonna put a speaker in it.
Yeah, Phazonic.
They're gonna put and it's gonna make a nice noise for you to give you that illusion that you're driving something. It's the dumbest thing that you could do to an EV. Dodge, let it go, guys. I know it sucks. You have been the epiphany of loud, poor CO2 emission, all bad emission, everything. You guys have been the top of that for a long time when it comes to your loud, bolstering muscle cars. We get it. You're America in a nutshell when it comes to buying a muscle car, but you gotta let it go. It's over. No more noise. You got a V6 now or inline 6
down our throats, huh?
Yeah, and you got an EV. So you don't take this noise crap, this little whistling effect it has from the back. Take it out. Just get rid of it.
Yeah,
do not.
Well, man, I don't want to hear no fake noise, man.
No, listen.
You think these people are gonna go for that?
Listen, guys.
Well, some will.
Let me interject this. Well, when it comes to the fraxionic sound chamber, as they call it, originally it was supposed to be because electric motors. If you've been around any electric motors, right? Electric motors do make sound. And originally it was supposed to be the pipeline from an electric motor to create the sound, right? So originally, that's from what they told us. However,
amplified.
Yeah, however, they said they're changing the sound. And I'm like, you can't change the sound of an electric motor. So that let me know right now it's artificial. So because if you're
no, they're trying to make a fake V8 sound from it, man.
and that's disgusting.
It's corny.
Yeah, that's lame.
It's corny.
Disgusting and lame. So, all right, my take on it. I'm looking at the numbers and everything. Yeah, I think people, again, I don't want to beat a dead horse. We already talked about this with the hybrids versus ICE. So people are waking up. People are coming to their senses, and they're understanding that, okay, it's not viable to get an EV. So if I want something that's going to be a long stay, it's going to be an ICE or a hybrid. So yeah.
Now, do we know if this car is on Tesla's charging network or not?
I'm putting
everybody's on there except for Lucid, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Who isn't? The question is who is not on there now.
So yeah. So I don't know. I don't understand the whole purpose of somebody will buy an EV. The only reason why somebody will buy an EV is because they're doing it for the fun of it. You know what I mean? They have the expendable income. And so they can buy something like that, so all right, we agreed. All right, we all agreed on that moment. The next question I'm gonna lead in with Chris. Is Dodge completely finished with the V8?
Absolutely, they've already said it.
All right,
It's over.
let's put money on it. You know what, Chris? Let's put money on it.
Oh, Donald, we don't put no money on that. Come on, how in the world are they gonna make that big old thing to meet regulations without charging it $100,000?
Unless they get that e-field technology to work.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
They ain't got no choice. What they gonna do?
Back.
Pay a fine?
No. Let's put $20 on it. $20. Let's put it right now. Put $20 on it.
If they bring that,
if I lose, I pay.
Donald, I like being paid. I'll put $100 on it. I want $100 for me. I like getting paid.
No, I ain't putting $100 on it.
I just say this.
What's wrong?
No, bring it back.
I'm married, man.
If they bring it back, it ain't gonna have any more performance than the Inline 6. It's just gonna have worse gas mileage and more CO2 emissions that they.
I doubt it.
And they're gonna charge a $8,000 fee to get for the gas guzzler tax.
I think
that's only gonna go up.
I think they're gonna bring it back. Honestly, I think they're gonna bring it back.
They already said they're done with it. Why would they do? They already said they've already announced that's not coming back.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
Just as much as I want it to come back, I really do.
But it's not gonna happen.
But it's just
it's coming back,
huggers, man. It's the tree huggers, man.
The soybean futures.
Hey, Chris, Kenya said they were hard R. It's just tree huggers. I'm like, golly. These huggers out here. These huggers,
man. They the ones that stopping it. It's their fault. They don't want to have no fun.
The people that want a clean place to live.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
So
they don't want these things on the road.
I mean, I get what you're saying. But I was gonna say about that whole fake engine noise, man. Imagine somebody trying to feed you like some soybean ice cream and tell you, look, it tastes just like the real thing. Wow. Wow, I thought it was going to be different.
Hold on. No, they did do that. They did do that when it came to those Impossible burgers.
Yeah.
You know the Impossible burgers?
Yeah.
There were people, when those things came out, they're like, oh, well, no, it tastes just like beef. I can't notice a thing. I can't. And now, you know what's funny? They stopped saying that once they found out it was even more unhealthy than a regular beef burger.
It is.
Oh, okay. What happened? But it tastes the same, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, get that crap out of here. You ain't getting me with that. Not even remotely.
Yeah. I ain't gonna,
don't taste like no beef burger, man.
Give me some veggie ice cream. Talking about tastes just like Haagen-Dazs, chocolate chip.
Hell no.
Okay.
Not even close.
Okay. So, but I do believe they bringing back the engine. All right. So, I really do. I do. I don't believe Dodge.
Okay, but what are you basing that on? Like, where are you getting that from?
I'm basing it off of the culture, off of the Dodge culture. That's what I'm basing off of their track record. I think they're going to do something to this V8. They're going to modify it, and they're going to deconstruct it, and they're going to build it to the point where it's able.
You'll see that engine.
But how's it going? People want a V8 that's going to produce like 800 horsepower though. How they going to get that?
No, we're not. They can do that, right? But I think the biggest thing about it is meeting the emissions, right?
That's the thing.
You might as well take that engine and they might as well go make an exotic car, only make 100 of them. If they're gonna do that,
I think
because you're not gonna get that to the consumer market. They can't make a consumer market version of this car. It's not happening.
They're already getting fined as it is.
Exactly. You're already paying the gas guzzler tax of $3,000.
They already getting fined, and they're already buying a bunch of green credits from Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It ain't happening. Not happening.
Okay.
They have the most pollutant lineup out there, probably.
Yeah, that's why they have the Hornet. They have the Hornet. That's why they have the Dodge Hornet. Right?
Even that thing ain't that garbage.
I mean, it's a Alpha toenail, whatever they call it.
Yeah, garbage.
That's
right, garbage.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's not that
toenail.
bad. Yeah, that toenail. Oh, tonale. Tonale.
No, you said it right. It's a toenail.
Okay, we're gonna lead into the next question with Kenya.
Man, no, it ain't going nowhere, man. Oh, yes, it is. It'll definitely be that Ford Ranger, man.
Okay,
Kenya, I know what you're gonna ask.
All right. The
Go,
Kia
go ahead. Send me
Tasman.
the. Send me the article for that one. So you can pull that out.
Well, we just okay. Let me send you.
I'll just pull up the car.
Yeah. Pull
the
up
car.
Kia, Tasman.
Man, that thing got a 4-cylinder in it, man.
I think it's gonna
Ain't
be.
going nowhere with that.
What is this? What is this
Got a
glorified Jeep?
4-cylinder
This
in it.
Jeep Gladiator. This is a glorified Jeep Gladiator.
It look like it, doesn't it?
What is it?
But that's just that's a render of what they think it might look like. So we don't really know what it might look like.
Don't have a
But
4-cylinder.
yeah, that's a render, and we don't really know how it looks in person per se. But what I can say is, I'm gonna lead in with Kenya. Kenya, do you think this is gonna be, if it comes to, it's slated towards Australia, right? So we don't know if it's coming to America or not. All right. So Kenya, do you believe that it will be a reckoning in Australia when the Tasman hit the ground? Like, do you think it's going to be in competition with the Ford Ranger? Do you think it's going to put a sales dent and capture some sales from the Ford Ranger or the Toyota Hilux?
It should smash that Ford Ranger.
What about the
that
Toyota
Ford Ranger?
Hilux?
Well, well, that I don't know about. That I don't know about. But that Ford Ranger, if it's anything like the Ford Ranger we drove,
Yeah.
It
But that's the old one though. That was the old one. That wasn't the new one.
Man, it's going to have a long ways to go to get better than that, man. That thing was horrible, man.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad.
Horrible.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
The Ford Ranger was that bad?
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
It was worse than the road.
Chris, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
They had no brakes, no acceleration. It's like pushing a one of them old raggedy Walmart shopping carts. You know what I'm saying? Man. With a whole bunch of groceries weighed down in it. That's exactly
No. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Okay. It had its pros and it has its cons. It wasn't, I would say this. I will agree with Kenya on this. It wasn't something that I would want to drive, period. Like, it's not something I'm like, you know what? This will be my daily driver. No, it would not be. It had a level. It really, for me, it was a seating position and my foot to the pedal ratio. I could never get that right, no matter how I moved it up or move it side to side. It was very uncomfortable in that sense.
Good thing. I you know, it's funny. I wanted to. Well, it was a very short moment that I did want this, but I actually wanted a truck for my first car, and I actually wanted that.
Oh, God bless your heart.
Good thing well, because you know, getting the F-150 was so out of the equation because it was more expensive. So I was like, okay, well, we try this out. You know, I wanted to be a little bit different. Thank God I didn't stray too far off.
Man, I'm glad you did, man. Because if you did, man, you would have hated yourself. That's kind of how it goes. So, Kenya, so you believe your thought process is that it will carve out some sales and steal some sales from the Ford?
Yeah, it should.
Okay.
I don't know why it wouldn't. What would they be thinking?
The Ranger isn't even that top selling of a car.
Well, in Brazil, like, you know, certain places like South America, it's got a nameplate in South America. Now in Australia, I don't know.
I'm not aware of the Australian car market.
The Asian trucks don't sell as well as the American in general.
No. But F-150 is number one selling truck in the world.
Yeah,
period.
So, but in Australia,
ain't getting no close to that.
I mean, but in Toyota Hilux is really big.
Okay, well, that's only. That thing is indestructible. That thing could take an RPG and still keep moving.
Yeah, it's a Toyota.
You know, that Toyota Hilux is something else. That thing is not from this planet.
But those are the mainstays in Australia: the Ford Ranger, Toyota Hilux. Chris, I'm gonna come. Chris,
I absolutely believe that they'll take it. They'll beat this car out in sales.
They'll beat the Ford or the Hilux. The Ford.
The Ford.
Okay.
They'll beat the Ford out.
It should beat that Ranger.
I don't. They have no excuse why it shouldn't, and I don't see why how. I think Kia Nova, that Ford Ranger, look what it does and what it looks like and how it feels. They can make a way better car than that. 100%. This thing will definitely outsell that Ford Ranger.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
Okay. I'm gonna close that statement with I agree with you both. Dang, I hate agreeing with you guys. Like it's like I'm trying to find a point. You know, I'm just gonna have to talk some trash about Monster and we just gonna have to have at it.
Well, you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you did that.
I'm gonna be having fun, you know. So, but no, I agree with you, gentlemen. So on this point, you guys are not delusional. So
I ain't delusional.
That's good. So, but yeah, I would have to take what Kenyon said and amplify it. Hypothetically speaking, I don't want to be biased and I don't want to come in and with the new Ford Ranger attributes and label them with the previous generation. Now, if they have not changed the seating dynamics or the pedal dynamics of that vehicle, right, then it's a lost cause for the Ford Ranger, right? If they have, right, I don't know. I don't want to judge them on that criteria. So, honestly, though, I think wholeheartedly, I think the Tasman will do well. Now, will they bring it to United States? I think they might bring it to United States, if I'm not mistaken. Right? But if it do well in Australia, I think they might bring it to the United States. It's a big if, right? So they do. I think they have it's in the ropes for them to bring it to United States. But for right now, they heading to the Australia market. So I do think
that's where it should stay.
Yeah. Well, no, I like it. I think if it goes to American market, it will sell. It might not sell like
it ain't gonna sell as much as the American truck.
Yeah, it might not sell like Colorado, the Colorado or the Canyon or the Forerunner, right? But if they price it right, I think it would do well, right? If they price it below the Colorado and the Canyon, yeah, I think it would do well, right? So, now the Taco, the Toyota Tacoma, it won't be out there. But like the Colorado and the Canyon, I think if they price it well and they give it probably like a $4,000 minimal like difference, yeah, I think it'll sell. It might not sell in large numbers like those vehicles, but I think they can clear their inventory, if you understand what I'm saying. So that being said, so we all agreed on that, which is painful. Okay, we're gonna have to find something we can argue about because I'm getting. All right, I think this is another point that we're gonna have to. Chris, I'm leading in with you. Oh, okay. So, Chris.
Yeah.
Aston Martin. This is Aston Martin music. This is your boy Rose. I was just playing. Anyway, Aston Martin changed their direction on EVs right there. All right. So, Chris, why do you think Aston Martin has changed their direction on EV, meaning they have strayed away from the EV? Why do you think so?
I'm sure trying to figure out the answer to that question. I asked the same thing for Jaguar because they all in the same tree. So I have to ask the same question for them. I don't know. Maybe Aston Martin just announced this recently, so they have already even acknowledged the fact that how they're still trying to figure out how they're going to convince their buyers to transition over to an electric platform. And what they've also ended up announcing recently also is that they're going to end up switching. They're going to start actually with plug-in hybrid technology instead of going to a full EV platform,
which is smart.
So, yes, but what it goes to show is which one is it, guys? You going EV or plug-in hybrid? Which one to do?
Well, they'll drop the EV for right now. So that's
right, exactly. So to get people to go from that, even though it is an AMG engine, they're at twin turbo powered V8 and even their V12 that they've had, to get that and to switch it right over to a plug-in hybrid platform. I think it's a great idea. I think that's what Jaguar should be doing if you want, not selling exotic EVs. Fools.
Yeah, I agree.
Regardless, they need to find that demand. Who is going? Because Aston Martin has always kind of been that supercar brand that kind of flies under the radar, but
That's true.
everything from the DB11 or the DB12. I mean, the Vantage. I mean, they've had amazing cars that go down in the history books as some of the best cars ever. Now, I'm just waiting on till next year. We'll go see what the Aston Martin Valkyrie does. If that car goes to if it goes to a damn V8 and it's AMG, Aston Martin has lost all respect for me. I'm sorry, but regardless of that, right now I deem this as a good idea. I want to see what it can do. But I don't think this is going to do. They're not going to do the numbers that they did when they had their classic twin turbo V8, V12. And I think they're gonna. I think those days are over.
Okay.
But I believe this is a new chapter for Aston Martin that I'm excited to see. I'll say that I'm excited to see what's going to come out from them here in the coming years.
All right, great. All right, Kenya. All right, just hold for one moment,
Man,
Kenya.
look.
Kenya, hold for one moment. Let me get my gears right. All right, because I know you.
Hey, Chris, can you pull up that when I posted here? There's an article saying no thanks. It's a poll for the amount of
You put in a Discord, Kenya?
people who want to join the club. I put it up in Discord. Yes.
Yes,
It's the
sir.
second to last.
It's on Car. Is it a Car Scoops article?
Yes, it is.
Okay, the Aston Martin. Okay, I see it. Yeah.
All right, so Kenya, are you ready?
Yeah, that's very important. I pulled that up because it's important. Not that one.
Okay.
The wrong one. That's the wrong one, Chris.
A different one?
Yes. It's
you just posted recently in it?
That's just the one that says no thanks.
You know what, Kenya? You know what you did? You didn't put enter. You got to push enter when you post it.
It is. It's up. I just clicked on it. I can pull it up myself.
So you sometimes
you put it in podcast. You put it in the equipment channel.
Because sometimes when you put it in the Discord, if you don't push enter.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
You know, that's what happened to me. That's when I was like, Chris, I put it, and you're like, I didn't get it, and I was like, why you didn't get it? And then I come to find out I didn't push enter, and you know, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it in here. Can you make this? Either send it to me individually or post it yourself.
Yeah,
I'll post it. I'll share it myself then.
Okay, Kenyan computer is about to be on max load right now. Okay, Kenyan, we ready for it?
What's the name of the article?
Oh, it's called "More Makers Now Own EVs, but the number wanting to join the club is falling." So look up that and look it up on Car Scoop and you'll find it.
So you said what? You said more who?
More Americans now own EVs.
Okay, more Americans. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, I see it. It says no thanks. Oh, I see that. I thought it was an Aston Martin article. That's why I was looking for a proper thumbnail.
See. Yeah.
Okay, Kenya, are you ready?
Yeah. That question. Yes, I'm ready.
Are you ready for the question? I'm about to give you the question, Kenya. Oh,
all right.
Aston Martin, they changed their direction on EVs. Why?
Well, should we beat a dead horse?
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. Should we beat one?
Look,
go ahead, Kenya.
Look, let's scroll down. Well, let's look at this article here. It says more Americans now own EVs, but the number who wants to buy an EV next, who wants to join that club, is falling.
Woo!
Yeah.
So
Hey, can I
So,
interject this? I want to
what is
interject
the
this. Let me just interject. More Americans own EVs. I want to interject this to say that there more Americans that own EVs. Those
it's true.
are the special people who own EVs. So now all the special people have bought into the EV. Now you have left is the people who have a brain, right? So now the rest of the U.S. populations have a brain and they know EV is not the way to go. So those people who own all the EVs, those are the special people who are uneducated. But
Most of them
continue.
are supplementary vehicles. So,
Yeah, but
I mean, it makes sense for them.
yeah, I guess so.
Hey,
But Kenya, go
ain't
ahead.
you? All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Kenya.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Aston Martin had and company, and they're not the only ones. Aston Martin has to be looking at, they have to be looking at the trend. They have to be looking at stuff like this article here. Because there's a graph on here, there's a poll on here. They got to be looking at that because what do people like about Aston Martins? It's that noise from that V12, right?
Yes, sir.
They
Yeah.
love that. They love that noise. Do you really think that they ready to snatch that? Nope. They not ready.
No company's ready to get rid of what their best seller is.
And the trend, the growth of EVs is slowing. Look, the infrastructure for internal combustion engine cars is generations ahead of the infrastructure for electric vehicles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Aston Martin's got to be looking at this stuff, and a lot of companies have realized that, okay, we cannot grow as fast. The take for these vehicles is not as fast as what we thought it was going to be. We're not growing as fast as we thought, and we're on Tesla's charge network, and we're still not growing as fast as we thought. As a matter of fact, from 2023 to 2024, the number of buyers for electric vehicles has decreased based off of this poll here. The number of people who don't want one is increasing from last year to now. From 2023 to now, you would think that would be the opposite, right?
Yeah.
If it was the opposite, maybe Aston Martin would go through with this. But now companies like Mercedes-Benz, Porsche is saying that they're keeping the V8 all the way into the 2030s. And who else is saying? Of course, you already know Toyota's like, well, it's not
BMW. They're keeping their V8.
Yeah, BMW's keeping their V8 into the 2030s, as far as we know. Audi has delayed their EV rollouts that they had planned, and so companies.
It's like everybody's taking it back. They're taking a step back. Like, wait a minute, hold on.
They're taking. Yeah, these guys are not the only ones. So these guys are not the only ones. So the infrastructure for one is not ready for that amount of vehicles on the road.
No, it's not.
It's just if all these people are going to be buying these, the infrastructure has to be growing faster than the vehicles are being sold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not even ready for a doggone cell phone. Why would it be ready for a doggone electric car?
Yeah,
and that's real. That is real. And I would like to.
California's having blackouts.
Exactly.
Then they got mandated peak hours where you're allowed to charge.
And they're telling you, hey, if you could just slightly not use this for this amount of time, it'd be very helpful to our grid, so we can supply of our Teslas. So I got to inconvenience myself because the tree huggers want to keep buying more EV. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the tree huggers.
Yeah, it's not practical yet. It's not. Like I said, I mean, my requirements for EV are much greater than most people's. If you're going to make me wait half an hour to charge a car,
I need at least
800
miles.
You better be giving me 800 miles. And at 100% overnight, I better be getting 1,000 miles of range. That way, I ain't going to be at the charge station that much.
Exactly.
Because that way, you won't have to worry about infrastructure that much because those vehicles are going to be on the road so long, they ain't ever going to have to charge.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's well past lithium-ion battery technology's capability.
Yeah. No, so lithium-ion battery it's drying up as far as where things
it's
going.
It's at its limitation. And so It has to be something past lithium-ion battery tech.
Solid state is the next step that they're
So,
looking into.
so they have to do
Yeah.
hybrids. They don't have a choice. They have to go
Yeah.
hybrid, or else, because what they're afraid of is that, because you already have technology that's been developed and refined over the years, that V12 and that V8. So it's not as cheap. I mean, that's much cheaper than taking a huge risk for something where you don't even know the outcome yet. So
Yeah.
hybrid is the way to go.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
We're not gonna be a dead horse. Yeah, it's practical. Aston Martin is doing the smart move. They look at their sugar daddy, i.e. Mercedes, and how they had a huge slump in their EV market when it comes to the EQ series, especially in China. China, which is known for buying the most EVs, have not bought into the EQ. So nor has America bought into EQ. And why? I mean, respectfully so, it looked like a special turd, right? And so it doesn't says to me luxury, right? Far as aesthetic wise, right? Now that being said, I think the move that Aston Martin is making is educated and wise, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that they looked at the landscape and they understood what they was looking at, and they understood that there are a lot of companies who are suffering with EV, and they don't want to be that company. And I think that's a wise move to do hybrids, and maybe hopefully they can develop that Inline or that V6, right? That they put on the shelf, right? And so they can develop that hybrid, make it hybridized, and keep moving. So yeah, I think Aston Martin is on the right track, and it's smart, and we don't want to be a dead horse. It's
let's not be the dead
yeah,
horse.
let's not be the dead horse, because it's okay. We are on top. We at the top of the hour. So I really want to talk about. Let's save a couple of these for tomorrow, for the next conversation. But I do believe we need to talk about what's happening.
Fisker. Goodbye.
Hey. We do need to talk.
What happened to Fisker, man?
We need to talk about Fisker, but this is a deeper. We're not going to name the individual, right? I'm not going to name the individual, but it is an individual that reviewed the Fisker Ocean, right? And in the process of reviewing it,
we'll just say his name, Marquez, whatever that he absolutely right. He put Fisker out of business.
No, but
it's Fisker's fault for giving this man a car that wasn't ready to be reviewed.
What good reviews has Fisker really had at the same time?
They had some pretty good reviews. They had some.
Okay, they're a little bit better than VinFast.
I mean, yeah, but no, listen. But let me ask this question. Because when I think about our platform, right, we talk trash about a lot of car companies, right? But it's more of the direction they're going. But these car companies are main.
Fisker don't know where they're going.
Okay, but they're main.
They got a Fisker Ocean. They nothing head but the ocean.
But
that's where they're going. Yeah, that's what they.
That's a double entendre.
But the ocean.
But yeah, but when you look at the main, like our channel and what we're trying to promote. I don't never want to send people home from their jobs. That's the only thing I'm kind of hesitant about. Like, okay, maybe the product is trash, right? The product is a trash product, right? So I'm not negating that. But my thing is, can we give them an opportunity to develop, right? Because Fisker was saying, okay, listen, the update wasn't out.
Donald, how long do they need? They've been in the car market for a while.
I know, but listen.
And they went out.
But they've been out since Tesla, man.
But yeah,
well, they've been producing cars. They've been delivering cars since
But
Tesla.
He just got the car company back 5 years ago.
Yeah, true.
So give him an opportunity to breathe a little bit.
Who?
Fisker.
This is a cap.
Henry Fisker.
Who we giving him an opportunity? Who's going to give him the opportunity?
I am, because I'm saying, listen. My point is, let him go through his process.
See what he can do.
Exactly. Let him go through his process of developing the vehicles. Right. He claims that the vehicle that Mr. Marquise was reviewing, that the update wasn't out yet, right? And so all the hiccups that the vehicles was having, it was because the update was yet to be released, right?
They shouldn't have given that vehicle. They don't have to give it to him.
That's what I'm saying. But why would you give him the car?
They didn't give him the car. He got the car from a customer in California.
Right, but that was after they emailed him and told him, "Hey, don't review it yet." That's what I'm saying. So y'all shouldn't even be in this position to start with.
But come on, he said, "Don't." I mean, if they ask him,
because why does that guy own that car? Why does he own that car if it ain't even ready? Why does he own it?
I mean, okay,
y'all not ready. The car not ready.
Honest, they weren't getting the best reviews like that. They really weren't.
Oh no, the car looks.
It's not as bad as
belongs.
It's not as bad as VinFast.
It's not, man. I think it's attractive. It's not a bad looking car.
But it wasn't getting the best reviews. Like, I thought it was going to be better than what people were saying about it. And I don't know.
Apparently, there's a feature, by the way, where it's like you can use a super sport method, but you can only use a certain amount of the lifespan of the car. And if you want to get it, like if you want to get more, you got to pay a subscription or something stupid with the car. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I mean, I just think I'm not denying anything that you guys are saying, but my point is, like, I'm thinking about the infrastructure, right? Like, I feel like, of course, okay, now the Ocean is being built at a factory that built other cars, right? Thankfully they don't only just build the Ocean. So that's a blessing, right? Right. However, to have that in your portfolio, it pays dividends, right? And so it's good for the factory workers, right, to have expansion for their jobs, right? So that's how I'm looking at it in that way. I'm not looking at it in the way of just one man, Henry Fisker. And by the way, I am a little biased. Henry Fisker, I do look up to him because that's my guy. You know, I love him. I don't think he knows how to run a car company in the most efficient and effective way. But I look up to him because he's an automotive designer, right? I always looked up to him, right? I do.
He's made some the Fisker, the one that they had, the 2-door one, was a very nice car, but it just didn't sell.
Yeah, I mean,
the one that they had.
I don't think he knows how to market.
Fisker Karma was nice.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, the Fisker Karma. Yeah,
I love it.
Very nice. I got inside it.
We at the auto show.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful crafted interior. I'm not seeing that in these cars though anymore. Like,
no,
but they're supposed to be more.
Yeah, where did he go?
They're supposed to be more economical, right? So, but my thing is, I'm just saying, I think ethically, I will be respectful of the company if I'm a reporter, right? Like, I'm going to be respectful, and I'm going to wait
all the brands
until they allow me to review their product, right? That's all I'm saying. I just feel like I don't want to mess up anybody's paper trail. You feel me? Anybody money making. So that's the only thing 100%. I'm saying. I just feel like we need to give them a chance because we all know Tesla had a lot of mess ups. A lot.
But they had
in the beginning they had a lot of mess ups.
They had the benefit of being the only ones out there. It's like it's an opportunist move they had.
Okay, and that's true, Kenyon. You hit the nail right on the head. But come on, if we can give a screw up like Elon Musk a chance, let's give somebody else a chance. That's all I'm saying.
And they almost went bankrupt too. You know,
exactly.
And they were about to close up shop.
Yeah.
So they should have.
For Van, we'll give Fisker a chance, but don't let your cars go out in that market until they are ready to go. Until they are ready to be displayed and everything is accessible in that car, you're not released to the market. because you're gonna have stuff like this where you have a YouTuber like him, like Marquez Brownlee, and who has a lot of eyes. And when he reviews some, people take notice.
That's true.
And Fisker doesn't have that foundation enough to where if someone like him even were to review the car and give it bad reviews, that they don't have to risk going under, like Tesla or Porsche. You know, he is going to put a huge hurting on your company if you're a small automaker.
That's true.
100%.
That's true.
And by the way, there's a car reviewer out there. I'm not gonna mention his name. That said that the Fisker was actually better than one of his rivals at some stuff.
What you say?
It's actually not.
Can you say that again?
There's one car reviewer out there. I don't know if it was a magazine. I can look it up right now. And they said that it was actually better than some of his rivals. And that's impossible.
How much do they pay him?
I asked that question too.
Yeah, how much did Fisker pay him to say that?
That's real.
Yeah, I'm not buying that, not even remotely.
Yeah, that's real.
But whatever.
Okay, I wanna. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I really want to close out, but you know what? I'm tired. I'm sleepy, but I'm tired. What I'm tired of most of is agreeing with you two, and that's all we have been doing is agreeing. And so I want to pull up. I'm gonna pull up an article, and we're gonna end on this article, cause
you gonna whoop your butt, man.
Okay. I'm gonna pull up.
You gonna whoop, man.
I'm gonna pull up.
Man. I already know what you're gonna pull up, dog.
I'm gonna pull up this article and I'm gonna drop it.
I'm gonna pull up too. I got something for you.
So
I already know what you're gonna pull
up. All right, because you know, I just
go ahead.
So we're gonna close out on this because I'm at the point now where I gotta start a fight. We ain't gonna be agreeing all the time. Hey Chris, I dropped something in the doggone Discord. Yeah. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Put
it on the stream. Put it on the stream.
I got you. I got something for you too.
Man. Hey, congratulations to Monster and Monster 6.
It's not.
Oh man. They have a monitor, a TV on the screen.
Go ahead and stop yourself while you're
Oh man, that thing looks special. Not the good kind of special, but the special that you got to put a helmet on.
Yeah, well, but we keep reread that title. Only in China. That crap ain't coming.
Oh man, it ain't coming there.
It's strictly for China. It ain't going nowhere else. I guarantee you that. They're not gonna sell it in Europe. They're not gonna sell it in Australia.
Chris, why you ain't scrolling down? Chris,
they're not gonna sell it in Canada. They're not gonna sell it in Mexico.
Scroll
they're
down.
Not selling it nowhere else. They ain't even gonna sell it in Africa. They're not gonna sell that thing nowhere else.
Go ahead. Stop. Since I think fat meat ain't greasy. Oh man, look at that lovely interior. Look like a doggone TV screen on wheels.
Dude, I don't know what it is.
Monster done lost their way and they mind. Oh my God.
You know what it is? You know what it's called? It's not no Mazda. That's why. It ain't no Mazda. It's called a Changan. I already know what it is. Look up the Changan D-PAL SL03.
Okay, let's do Kenya and Chris a favor.
Look it up.
Let's look up that. Okay, how do you spell it?
It's in the chat.
I see. I got it right here.
Yeah,
I got it.
Go ahead,
let's see if they have hope. Any hope?
It ain't. Look, this ain't gonna be it, man. I'm telling you, that's what it is right there. That's what the car is based on. So you already know. You can look at that thing and tell it's not made by Mazda. You know Mazda's better than that.
You know what?
Does that thing look anything like a Vision Coupe? No.
You know what, Kenya? No. You know what, Chris? Mazda is going back to his roots. Just using other people's platforms.
No, they haven't. Oh man, you know, all this talking. I can't wait till Genesis start crashing. y'all got all y'all cards on the table. Y'all think y'all don't release your best
Look,
stuff out here.
they just got to 1 million sales. What, last year or something?
But
Was
okay,
it?
okay.
They just got to 1 million. They still had it. They can't even reach 1 million a year.
But Kenyon, come on, you got to think
about. It, what, 5-10 years? It took when they start 2015.
But you got to think about factory production. You got to think about
8 years to get 1 million cars,
developing factory
worldwide.
Right? You got to think about all of those things, right? So,
it didn't take Lexus no time. It didn't take Lexus no time.
All right. So, we're gonna end out on that.
Go ahead and run. Where you running?
No.
Where you going?
Listen for real though.
Okay,
I'm gonna be
just getting started.
I'm gonna be objective, right? And this is what we're gonna say, right? Is it a smart move, right? Maybe.
Yes. It's smart.
It's smart, right? It's okay. Looking at Monster,
good for business.
Okay, looking at Monster track record, right? They have always sold their output. So kudos to Monster, right? Monster has been very conservative, but with their conservation rules, they have maintained a steady flow, and they have also maintained a profit. All right, so kudos to y'all. Right? Is it a smart move to do so? Because this platform is also a hybrid platform too. It's an EV platform, but it also has a hybrid platform. So I think that was a smart move by choosing this platform, because it has like an inline 4 or something, or 3-cylinder for a range extender. So it's a smart move, right? So I give Monster that, right? I give them that.
It's a smart move.
But y'all gonna have to take this L though.
Nah, well, look, we ain't taking no L. This ain't the successor. Let's make this very clear. This is not the successor to the Mazda 6. Let's make that very clear. Okay,
I agree.
Let's make it very clear.
I agree.
It is by no means designed and engineered by Mazda. Okay, let's make that very clear. It's designed by Changan, and it's a reskinned version of the Changan Deepal SL03, whatever that is. I never heard of it. But it's a good business move, because going electric is going to be a difficult task for a company the size of Mazda by themselves. Look, Honda is teaming up with companies to go electric. They teaming up with General Motors to go electric. They can't even handle it by themselves.
Are they really teaming up? I think when it comes to Japan,
they teamed up. No,
listen. When it comes to Japan, yes, listen. When it comes to Japan, it's all about war. It's an art of war. When they teaming up, they also educating themselves, right? They also taking in information, right? Their ideal of team up is really, I need to see how you moving, right? And then when I see how you moving, I can pull out, right? That's how they move. So, but I mean, I think I agree with you, Kenyon. I agree. I agree with y'all.
Especially when companies coming into China trying to make EVs don't get the same incentivization as the companies there.
And that's a smart move, to use a platform from China to integrate into China and build a name. And so that's a smart move. And again, one thing I like about this platform is also have an extended range version. So I do like that, right? So I wonder is they going to also place the extended range version into the platform? That's what I wanted to. So but yeah, if I'm gonna be realistic, I think it's an educated move, right? It's very conservative, very educational, educated move by Monster. But Chris, what's your last words before we close out?
It's not a successor of the Mazda 6. It's only being sold in China. That crap is not coming here to the U.S. Mazda got bigger plans here. They got way bigger plans. They will not drop the ball like that.
Bring that thing over here.
And no, it ain't happening. Happening.
Don't.
I have no concerns.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't either.
And you
Okay.
know what? I'm ready for Monster 6 too. I'm not going to even lie. So I want a new Monster 6 platform.
It's
I'm being
gonna be on that
honest.
rear wheel drive platform with inline six.
Exactly. I'm being honest. I'm being nice. I'm being cordial. I ain't being disrespectful at all.
Yeah, I mean, and I hope Genesis survives and thrives. I hope that G70 gets the sales numbers up. I hope they redesign the G70 into a much better vehicle than it already is, and that their sales go up for it. And
Yeah. Oh.
the G80 is doing great.
Yeah.
It's the best selling model they got
Yeah. And it's a
globally.
sedan.
Yeah.
Yes, sedans are not dead; they're
Okay,
alive.
okay, okay. So we ended on that note. We are going to pick up on the next episode with the Monster 6 sedan and the
But
possibility that's await us. And also we're going to talk about the sales slumps of Tesla and how Tesla is losing. Right? So this is Auto Ring Magazine in the his house with your boy Chris Thomas. Make some noise.
Here we go.
With your boy Kenya K Dog. Make some noise. With your boy Donald Seymour, the host with the most. This is Outer Ring Magazine. Once again, leave your comments in the comment section if you agree with me or you agree with these men right now. Leave your comments. We are out. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.